Boop. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, July 20th, 2021, and today's daily Bible readings come to us from Psalm 61, 2 Samuel 8, 1 through 18, Acts 20, 17 through 38, or you could have read Psalm 100 and Zechariah 9, 14 through 10, 2, and then end with Acts again. I'm going to look at Acts today and talk about, ask the question, are you working to live or are you living to work? Paul, we're told here, worked to support the work, if that makes sense, right? He had jobs, but that he did, and work that he did on the side, but it was to support the real work that he was called to and that he was really focused on. He took on jobs, so that he and the others that he worked with, could survive. In other words, so that they could have the bare necessities of life, so that they could get the real work done, get the work of sharing the good news taken care of. And that was partly because, it's kind of hard to tell people about the good news when you're starving and you're not sure where you're going to sleep at night. And also so that people couldn't hold it over his head that, that they had taken care of him and supported him, all those things. That's not to say that Paul didn't take support from people. We know that happened. People would, be gracious to him, and that was a great thing. But he was very clear. He's very clear here in Acts to make it understood that, hey, I provided my own way. I paid my own way because I was focused on making sure that you all understood the good news of Christ. And that's an interesting thing this time of year, especially because a lot of you are getting ready to go to college, and some of you for the first time, some of you getting ready to go back, and you may not be really clear upon what it is you're supposed to do. And I would kind of submit to you that there's a difference between the job that you'll have and the thing you're supposed to do, the work that you're supposed to do. And we use the word vocation a lot in ministry. And somebody like myself, I'm a vocational minister. This is what I do full time for the church, and the church provides support, and I'm very thankful for that. But that doesn't mean that just because you don't work full-time for the church that you don't have a Christian vocation. Vocation speaks to who you are, and it's a thing that you're called to do and the thing that you're called to be. And as followers of Christ, we all have this vocation, and it manifests itself in different ways. For Paul, as an apostle and minister of the good news, he had many jobs in his life, and I'm talking specifically about his life after he answered Christ's call. But we don't identify or remember Paul really based on those jobs that he did, right? We don't remember that he, worked as a checkout person at Home Depot, or, was operating the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A. We remember him. I don't know if he ever did those or not. Anyway, we don't identify or remember him for those jobs. We remember him for the job that he did, which was proclaiming Christ, being an apostle of Christ. I apologize for the people that are doing their job next door, putting in new paving. That's what you're hearing probably. Anyway, that's what we remember Paul for, was the vocation, the work that he was called to, the vocation, the work he was called to be, the person he was called to be. That's what we remember Paul for. So a job is just something you do. And don't confuse the job you do to live, in other words, to provide for the essentials, the bare necessities. Sorry, I have to get that out here in this. It's in my head. Don't confuse that with the person that you're called to be or the life that you are called to live. There are many jobs you can do, so don't stress about it. If you're trying to figure out, what your major is or what you want to be when you grow up, there are a lot of jobs you can do to provide for the bare necessities that allow you to live into the person that Christ has called you to be. So as long as that job that you choose to do doesn't conflict with the person that you're called to be, and that the calling, that the vocation that God has put on your life, it's going to be okay. God loves the lowly shepherd as much as he loves the noble king, because they can both be about his work. That's what matters to him. So anyway, as Augustine would say, have love and do what you will. make sure you understand what that says before you apply it. Anyway, that's the DBR for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Get out, enjoy the day, and we'll talk to you later.